In the summer of 2006, a quiet neighborhood in Tallahassee, Florida, was shattered overnight. A woman, 29-year-old Alana Matthews, was found brutally attacked in her apartment. Blunt force trauma. There were clear signs of a struggle, no forced entry. The clock read 2:46 in the morning. Martin Caldwell had an alibi. He was out of town 300 miles away in Atlanta. There were receipts, witnesses, phone records, all solid. For 12 years Marcus sat in prison. 12 years of appeals, denied. 12 years of silence from Martin, until 2018 when a cold case unit retested the blood under Alana's nail. This time they used YSTR DNA testing, which targets male line chromosomes. The result? A familial match. Not just Marcus. It could have been either twin. Detective Lila Brooks led the review. Her team found new surveillance footage, never logged before. A man, hoodie up, leaving the scene minutes after the murder. The gait wasn't quite Marcus's. Too fast, too limber. Marcus had a knee injury since high school. Brooks interviewed Martin Caldwell. Here's the transcript excerpt. Detective Brooks asked, "Did you ever visit Alana Matthews' apartment the week before her death?" Martin Caldwell replied, "No, never even knew where she lived." But in Alana's voicemail history, a deleted message was recovered by forensics. The voice said, "You said you wouldn't tell him. Don't make me come over." The voice wasn't Marcus's, it was Martin's. A new motion was filed. The court reopened the case. Martin was subpoenaed for DNA under court order. But before testing, he disappeared. His car was found abandoned near Lake Seminole. Wallet still inside. No sign of Martin Caldwell since. Marcus Caldwell was released in April 2019. The court ruled a miscarriage of justice. He had served 12 years for a crime he may have never committed. But no charges were ever filed against Martin. No definitive proof. Only a whisper of guilt. Marcus now lives under a new name, in an undisclosed location. He's never spoken publicly, except once. In a recorded interview with WCTV he said, "He was always the one who got away with everything. I just didn't know this would be one of them." As of today, Martin Caldwell remains missing. Alana's case remains open, and the truth still divides two brothers, two lives, and one unhealed wound. This is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because in every whisper there lies a story waiting to be told. Voiceover. The investigation took a turn when neighbors reported seeing a shadowy figure lurking near Alana's apartment days before the attack. One witness, Mrs. Evelyn Carter, stated, "I heard arguing late at night. Two men, voices raised. One sounded desperate." Police transcript excerpt. Officer: "Did you recognize either voice?" Mrs. Carter: "No, but one of them limped." Another neighbor, Mr. Lee, claimed he saw a man tossing gloves into a dumpster at 3 a.m. The gloves were never found. The evidence grew more unsettling. A partial fingerprint on Alana's window never matched to Marcus or Martin. The case files grew thicker, but answers remained elusive. Voiceover. Months after Marcus's release, a letter arrived at the Tallahassee Police Department. No return address. Inside, a single photograph, Alana smiling with a man whose face was scratched out. On the back, a message, "You're looking at the wrong twin." Police transcript excerpt. Detective Brooks: "Is this Martin's handwriting?" Forensics: "No, it's someone else." The case, once thought closed, was now wide open. New DNA found on the photo didn't match either Caldwell brother. The mystery deepened. Was there a third man, or was someone playing a cruel game? The truth, it seemed, was further away than ever. The file remains open. The whispers continue. Voiceover. Chapter 6. The Confession. Months after the mysterious letter, a breakthrough came. A former cellmate of Martin Caldwell, Darius Finch, contacted authorities. In a sworn statement, Darius revealed, Martin talked in his sleep. He'd mumble about Alana, about a fight, about someone watching. Police transcript excerpt. Detective Brooks: "Did Martin ever admit to the crime?" Darius Finch: "He never said it straight, but he said, 'He took the fall for me. I owe him.'" Investigators re-examined Martin's financials. Days after Alana's death, a large sum was wired to an unknown account. The trail led to a shell company in Miami. The account holder? A woman named Cassandra Lee, last seen with Martin at a bar 2 nights before the murder. Surveillance footage showed them arguing. Cassandra vanished days later. The case grew darker. But for the first time, Marcus had hope that the truth might surface. The police pressed on, determined to find Martin and Cassandra. Voiceover. Chapter 7. The Final Revelation. In a dramatic turn, a DNA match was found on the gloves recovered from a Miami dumpster. The DNA belonged to Cassandra Lee. Police transcript excerpt. Detective Brooks: "Why did you help Martin?" Cassandra Lee: "He said he was in trouble. He begged me. I didn't know what he'd done." Cassandra confessed to helping Martin flee but denied involvement in the murder. She led police to a storage unit. Inside, they found Martin's belongings and a journal. The final entry read, "I never meant for Marcus to suffer. I was scared. I ran." The court issued a warrant for Martin's arrest. Marcus, finally exonerated, faced the cameras. In a public statement he said, "I lost 12 years but I have my life back. I forgive, but I won't forget." The Caldwell family, once torn apart, began to heal. Alana's family found closure. The case was closed. The whispers at last were silenced. Voiceover. Chapter 8, Shadows Behind Bars. For 12 years Marcus Caldwell's world was reduced to the cold gray walls of a prison cell. Each day began and ended with the same question. Why me? In the darkness, memories blurred the lines between past and present. Flashbacks flickered. Marcus and his twin, Martin, running through sunlit fields, laughter echoing, a bond unbreakable. But those memories twisted into nightmares. The clang of cell doors replaced childhood laughter. The faces of loved ones faded, replaced by suspicion and betrayal. At night, Marcus replayed the trial in his mind. The gavel's echo, the jury's averted eyes, the weight of a crime he did not commit suffocating him. He clung to the memory of his mother's voice, whispering, "Stay strong, Marcus, the truth always finds its way." But hope came at a cost. In the yard, tension simmered. Fights broke out. Trust was a currency Marcus couldn't afford. Letters from Alana's family arrived, unopened, reminders of a life that felt a world away. Inside, Marcus wrestled with anger, grief, and the longing for justice. He questioned everything, including himself. Was he still the same person who once dreamed alongside his twin? Or had prison changed him forever? Even as the truth came to light and the world moved on, Marcus's scars remained, deep, invisible, and unresolved. The whispers inside his mind were louder than ever, reminding him that some shadows never truly fade. Voiceover. Chapter 9. The Turning Point. 12 years after Marcus Caldwell's conviction, the world outside had changed. But inside, the truth was just beginning to crack the surface. Late one autumn evening, a letter arrived at the district attorney's office. It was unsigned, scrawled in hurried handwriting. "You put the wrong man away. I saw what really happened." The police reopened the case, and soon a new witness emerged. Elena Torres, a night shift nurse who had been too afraid to speak before. Her statement, recorded in a tense police interview, contradicted the prosecution's timeline. Police transcript. Voice actors. "Detective, you're certain it was Martin Caldwell you saw near the scene?" Elena. "Yes, I remember the scar on his hand. He was nervous, glancing over his shoulder." "Detective, why come forward now?" Elena, voice trembling. "I couldn't live with it anymore. I kept seeing Marcus's face on the news. I'm sorry." The courtroom was thrown into chaos. Defense attorneys pounced on the new testimony while prosecutors scrambled to re-examine evidence. Old friends, family, and even police officers were called back to the stand. Conflicting stories emerged, alibis unraveling, memories shifting under the weight of time. The most dramatic moment came when Marcus and his twin, Martin, finally faced each other across a glass partition. Muffled voices, tension palpable. "Marcus, did you do it? After all these years, I need to hear it from you." Martin, voice breaking. I never meant for any of this. I'm sorry, Marcus." The confrontation left more questions than answers, but one thing was clear. The foundation of the original investigation was crumbling. For the first time in years, hope flickered in Marcus's eyes. But with new truths came new dangers, and the shadows were far from gone. As the world watched, the Caldwell case teetered on the edge of a revelation that could change everything. Voiceover. Chapter 10. Echoes of the Past. As Marcus Caldwell awaited the court's final decision, the world outside was abuzz with headlines and heated debates. But inside, Marcus grappled with a different storm. The memories of all he'd lost, and the ghosts of those left behind. One evening, as rain tapped against the prison window, Marcus received an unexpected visitor, Elena Torres, the nurse whose testimony had cracked the case wide open. She sat across from him, her hands trembling as she slid a worn photograph across the table, a picture of her younger self with her brother, who had disappeared years ago under mysterious circumstances. Elena, voice barely above a whisper. "My brother was never found, I was afraid, but seeing what happened to you, I realized silence only breeds more pain. I'm sorry it took so long." Marcus studied the photo, understanding dawning in his eyes. The pain of lost family was a language they both spoke fluently. Their shared grief forged a quiet bond. Two lives altered by fear and the failures of justice. That night, Marcus wrote a letter to Martin, his twin. Pen scratching, soft rain. He didn't ask for confessions or apologies. Instead, he spoke of their childhood, of laughter echoing through autumn woods, of secrets whispered beneath blankets. He wrote, "We are both haunted, Martin, but only the truth can set us free." As dawn broke, Martin, tormented by guilt, finally agreed to testify, revealing details only the true perpetrator could have known. His words unraveled the last threads of doubt, but they also exposed a web of corruption, a detective who'd altered evidence, a prosecutor who'd buried exonerating leads. The courtroom reeled as the truth spilled out, not just about Marcus, but about a justice system that had failed them all. In the gallery, Marcus's daughter wept, tears of relief but also of anger for all the lost years. Elena reached for her hand, and together they found solace in shared pain and hope for healing. As the judge declared Marcus exonerated, the camera lingered on faces of those broken, those redeemed, and those forever changed. Echoes of the past would never fully fade, but for the first time, the future shimmered with possibility. Screen fades to black, text appears. Sometimes the truth is buried by fear, but even the smallest act of courage can unearth it, changing lives and lighting the way for others still trapped in the shadows. Voiceover. Chapter 10. Freedom's Price. After 13 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit, Marcus Caldwell's cell door slid open for the last time. Cameras flashed outside the prison gates as he stepped into the sunlight, blinking against a world that had moved on without him. In the crowd, his mother's arms trembled as she reached for her son, tears streaming down her face. His daughter, now a teenager, clung to him, her childhood stolen by injustice, her embrace fierce with hope. Ambient sounds, gentle wind, distant traffic, soft sobbing. Marcus's first steps were shaky, but each one was a reclaiming of life. Reporters shouted questions, but he held only to his family, their reunion a silent answer to years of pain. Inside, scars lingered, nights haunted by memories of cold concrete and locked doors, friendships lost, and trust shattered. The world celebrated his freedom, but only Marcus knew the true cost. He visited the grave of his father, who died believing his son was guilty. Marcus knelt, voice barely a whisper, "I'm home, Dad. I hope you know the truth now." Later, at a community gathering, Marcus spoke softly to others, those still fighting for justice and those who had given up hope. "Forgiveness is hard," he said, "but it's the only way forward. Don't let anger chain you forever. We can't get back the years we lost, but we can choose what we do with the ones ahead." Soft piano swells. The Caldwell case became a symbol, a reminder that justice must be more than just punishment. It must be truth, compassion, and the courage to admit when we are wrong. The wounds of wrongful conviction never fully heal, but with love, forgiveness, and persistence, even the deepest scars can fade. Screen fades to black, text appears. For every Marcus Caldwell, there are countless others still waiting for justice. May we never forget and never stop fighting for the truth. End. Voiceover. Epilogue. The prison gates stand behind Marcus Caldwell, their cold iron now a memory. The lines on his face speak of 12 years lost, each one a silent testament to pain and perseverance. He inhales deeply, tasting freedom. Yet the world before him is strange, bright, unfamiliar, and filled with possibility. As his family rushes to embrace him, tears fall freely. Joy mingles with sorrow, and the ache of stolen years is felt in every hug. Yet, in their arms, Marcus finds the strength to forgive, to let the past inform, but not define his future. Later, Marcus stands alone at a quiet gravesite, his twin brother's name carved in stone. He kneels, placing a letter at the foot of the grave. His words, written with trembling hands, speak of forgiveness and love, of regret and hope. The breeze carries his promise, to honor his brother's memory not with anger, but with peace. In time, Marcus becomes a voice for justice, visiting schools and community centers. He tells young people the truth about his journey, the darkness, the injustice, but also the hope that carried him through. "Your voice matters," he says. "Never stop searching for the truth, even when it hurts." Though the scars of his ordeal remain, so too does his resolve. With every step into the sunrise, Marcus becomes a symbol, not of what was taken, but of what can never be destroyed, the enduring spirit of a man, forever changed, but never broken. The screen fades to black as Marcus walks forward, bathed in morning light. A new day begins, not just for him, but for all who believe in justice, forgiveness, and the unbreakable human spirit.